Hello, hopefully that stays there and doesn't fall, but hi. I wanted to show you guys what I ended up picking up from Barnes & Noble. Honestly, I try to get some footage of me like browsing, but there were so many people in there. It was the last day for the 50% off all hardcovers. So there was a lot of people there, so I didn't really get that much because I didn't want to get people in it, and I felt uncomfy. Most of the places that I would have wanted to get most of like my footage from were like the most popular places for people to just be in. So I didn't get too much. Sorry about that. I tried. Maybe next time. But I wanted to show you guys what I picked up. Unfortunately, most of the books that I wanted were not there in hardcover. So I only picked up a couple hardcovers. And then, yes, the table that was buy one, get one half off paperbacks got me. And I picked up a couple from there. I will say I am proud of myself because every book I bought was on my TBR, like on my Goodreads TBR. So that's always a bonus in my head because my Goodreads TBR is like over 100 books to begin with. So to at least stick to that is an accomplishment for me instead of adding more to my physical and theoretical TBR. But I'll show you guys what I did pick up. Sorry, this is loud. So the two actual hardcovers I got. So I got Loot by Jennifer Thorne. And this came out this year, I'm like pretty sure. And I was always interested in it because like look at that cover. That is beautiful. Purple is like my favorite color. So it's stunning. Proper stunning this cover is, and I like it's kind of like folky sounding. It almost gives me Midsommar vibes, which I loved that movie, so I'm hoping it's kind of like that. I saw a lot of people talking about wanting to read this when it came out, but I haven't really heard anybody do follow-ups on what they thought about the book. So I don't really know. It was half off. I was like, let's do it. I'm excited. Love the cover. Gorgeous. Okay. And then next, I had to get Little Eve by Catriona Ward. I absolutely love this author. She is going to be an auto buy for me from now on. I read Last House on Needless Street and Sundial, and I really liked both. They are both very different, but I really enjoyed both. I love her writing style. It is just so purposeful. Every word she writes down, there's a purpose for it, and she's just, I love it. This one sounds even more up my alley than the other two, and I think that she wrote this one though before the other ones. It just finally got its US release this year. So I'm a little bit nervous if like this was written before those and she didn't quite have the grasp on her writing style the way she does now, but nonetheless it sounds really interesting. It has to do with this like group of people that it says a clan that prepares for a clan prepares to bring about the end of the world and its imminent rebirth, and it takes place in Scotland, And so kind of like culty vibes. I'm excited. This sounds really good. And the cover's beautiful. Like, oh, I'm so excited. And then I got 2 paperbacks because the table got me. I already took the stickers off of them because I didn't want them to leave the little mark. But I picked up The Troop by Nick Cutter. This has to do with like a troop of boys, and I think that they get like isolated on an island, and it's kind of like survival. But I've heard that his like horror is pretty disturbing, and I know that there is some like animal horror in this that I will probably try to skip if I can like tell where it is. I think there's like some scene with like a sea turtle or something that's pretty wild, but I also might be thinking of Cannibal Holocaust. I don't remember now. But I am really excited to get into this. Nick Cutter's books have been on my TBR, like on my theoretical TBR, like my digital one, for a little while now. So I'm glad to finally pick this up, and the fact that I was able to get it part of a sale for buy one get one half off, bonus. So very excited to get into this. And then the last book that I picked up was Cackle by Rachel Harrison. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but I loved Such Sharp Teeth so damn much that I just needed to buy this one now. And I actually prefer the paperback of this because the cover is like literally 20 times better. The hardcover is like uggo maguggo. It's just like a green apple, like, okay. But this one is beautiful, so I really wanted to get the paperback, so that's cool. And I think it's just going to be kind of like a cozy story about a friend who might also be a witch. I am excited to like bundle up in a little fuzzy blanket and get into this eventually. So that is all the books that I picked up from Barnes & Noble. I'm going to get some more reading done. It is my niece's birthday, so we're going to go have some cake with her, give her her gift, visit my brother and sister-in-law. So that's going to take up some of my night, so I'm probably not going to get too much reading done today. But we still got the rest of the weekend, and I have Monday off for the holidays, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to jump into reading, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Happy birthday, dear Penelope. Happy birthday to you. Hello. So, I look a mess because I just got home from work and I made myself a nice cup of coffee, and I wanted to sit in my little reading corner and read for a couple hours before I get ready for bed to work again tomorrow. So, currently I am reading The Night and Its Moon by Piper C.J. And I am so upset because I was annotating this and then I left all my good colored tabs that were actually going in a color scheme. They actually matched a color scheme. I left all those tabs at my aunt's house on Christmas Eve. So I've had to use really ugly colors until I get more of these same color tabs to replace it with. So my annotating is a mess right now, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. But I am very far into this book. I'm at like the 80% mark on page 435. I have like less than 100 pages left. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this between today and tomorrow. Or no, probably, I might take till Saturday. It's Thursday. I'll read a little bit tonight. I've already read a lot today. And then tomorrow, I'll probably finish it Saturday because I usually don't read Friday when I get home from work. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. So here's the thing. I was really enjoying it. It's not like totally perfect. There are a lot of like editing errors, which I noticed, but like it really didn't change the experience for me. But I'm a little bit upset, I'm not gonna lie, because I was really enjoying this and it has a 1 here, so I was like, oh, there's probably gonna be a sequel. So I decided to Google the sequel to The Night and Its Moon, and it comes out in like February. But with that Google search, I noticed some article headlines and stuff, and then I noticed some like YouTube, TikTok stuff that was popping up, and it turns out there's kind of, I guess, a little bit of controversy. Not kind of with the book, but mostly with the author. And I kind of just want to ignore it. It's not like anything bad, as far as I can tell. I didn't like totally research into it. But apparently the author, Piper, did not take criticism very well when this was initially like published. And there was a few like 3-star and lowers that I guess her like editor was responding to, which apparently the editor was like not even a true professional editor. She was like one of her original beta readers or something that just really liked the book. So probably not a good idea on Piper's part, but it is her first novel, so like, I don't know, I can understand making stupid mistakes for a first book. You want people to be as excited about it as you are. I get it. But they didn't respond so well, and like Piper, I guess, I don't know, people were really criticizing the author about how she took the criticism and stuff. Which again, I didn't look into it that deep. But with that being said, I started looking at some of the Goodreads reviews because I did notice it has kind of a low rating. It's like 3.5 on Goodreads. It's not like that low. But I've been feeling like right now it's like a 4-star for me. Depending on how it ends, it might end up being a 5. I've been really enjoying it. So I was kind of like, did I do something wrong? Like, for enjoying this? And I was like reading it, and a lot of the 1 stars were just people that didn't even actually read it and were just criticizing Piper on how she reacted to the previous lower criticisms. And people were knocking the grammatical errors, which, yes, they're there. For me, I don't know if it's just because I'm dyslexic as fuck, but they weren't really that distracting. Maybe my mind filled them in a lot. I don't know, because like I did notice some, but some people were saying there was something on every page, and like maybe I also wasn't looking for it. I didn't go into this book already knowing to be pissed off at the author or knowing to feel some type of way about the story. I've just kind of been enjoying it a lot for what it is. And then I saw like a video like talking about like plagiarism, that one of the characters is like a rip-off Siri, and like I don't know, I feel like maybe people are like looking for things. The like storylines totally kind of different. I mean, it is a fantasy, so like there's a lot of like fantasy elements that happen in a lot of fantasy books, but I do feel like this is a different combination of that. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have the wrong take, but I've been enjoying it, and like I'm kind of upset because like now I feel like I shouldn't be enjoying it. Literally for 2023, one of my goals was, if I like a book, to not read reviews that don't like the book, because then I'm like, oh, should I have not liked it? Should I have thought what they think? And I do let them get to me for some reason. I don't know. So I'm just gonna, like, of course, the first book for 2023, like, this whole thing is surrounding it. I don't know. But I am going to still finish it because here we are. Okay. I'm going to read. Okay. Did I just finish this book? Yes. Is it past my bedtime? Yes. I'm so tired. I literally just said that I probably wouldn't finish this for another 2 days, and I sat here for 2 hours and finished it. So, The Night and Its Moon, Piper C.J. I really liked it. Maybe I just got a small, smooth brain, but I really liked it. Were there flaws? Absolutely. It definitely needed to be edited better. But like, the editing was just kind of like repetitive lines that didn't take away from the overall story to me, in my opinion, in my reading experience. Yes, it probably could have been trimmed a little bit. Definitely needed a better editor. But like, it was still a really good story. I think I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. I just can't, because it definitely did need to be edited. I just can't give it 5, but it was really good. And I didn't cry. If a book makes me cry, it's almost already a 5. I didn't cry. I didn't really need to cry. I guess I could have cried out of happiness, but I liked the sapphic stuff. I liked the 2 storylines and 2 journeys of these women and how very different they were. I'm excited for the sequel. Well, I think it's supposed to be 3 more. So I'm excited for the second one. I'm definitely going to read the second one. There's a lot to still be explored, and I think that this was a really good place to start. I will say the beginning was probably the bumpiest road for this book. The pacing in the beginning is a little bit weird just because we do a lot of jumps of time to catch up to the like women's current ages for the majority of the book. So the pacing in the beginning was a little bit weird. I think that the writing style was slightly less consistent in the beginning, and editing would have helped that. Like a good editor would have helped that. But nonetheless, it still drew me in. I still really enjoyed the story. I do see elements that were probably heavily inspired by other books, but again, I think that she took some elements from other things, but still created a unique combination. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I really liked it, and I'm glad I did because I like this cover and I like the title, which is so lame. And I'm excited to read the second one. I will say that I hope in the second one we get a little bit more Knox point of view. I feel like in the beginning of this one, I thought it would be more so from Knox's point of view, but then it really shifts heavier to Amaris. I'm going to bed because I'm tired. I got work in the morning. I have to wake up at 4 in the morning. So, and it's already like 9 something, which to me is late when you got to wake up at 4 in the morning. Okay, bye. Start this one. I'm doing it. I'm going to start this one. I'm very excited. I love Catriona Ward's writing, and it is just drawing me in. So I'm going to do it. I did start Our Wives Under the Sea, and by start, I mean I literally read like 5 pages, and I do think that that's going to be a very kind of deep book about like more kind of like depression. And I don't know that I want to get into all that right now. I think you need to be in a very particular mindset for all of that. And I really just kind of want to have a good time. And I think I'll have a good time with this. So I'm going to start this. This isn't that long, so hopefully I can actually finish this by the end of the weekend. And knowing how I responded to the other 2 books by her that I've read, I probably will read this pretty quick. So yeah, I'm going to start this. Okay, what's up? So, I finally finished Little Eve by Catriona Ward. I don't think I updated you guys at all while I was reading it. But, so here's my update, my final thoughts. I really enjoyed the story. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5, but quite honestly, I feel like my rating could go up. So the premise of this book is that there's this clan that lives on this isle in an area of Scotland, and they're preparing for like the end of the world pretty much. They have these very kind of off the wall radical ideas of religion pretty much and who they should worship, and that this person that they label as the adder is going to come and kill off all the impure people and restart the world pretty much. So this book was this is one of those books that while I was enjoying it when I was reading it, I also almost appreciated it even more after I was finished and was able to really reflect and think about it. So it really delves into and focuses on a character who is raised in a cult, pretty much. It's very, very culty. They have these extremely radical religious views, and the like head person that they call uncle is extremely manipulative, and you really kind of see how it takes a toll on our main character, Eve. I don't know, I really enjoyed this book. I feel like first of all, Catriona Ward, I love her writing style like so much, and I just really enjoyed how the story was given to us. It is very, very character focused. The plot is pretty minimal. You're really just living day to day and experiencing these things through Eve. Now it does flip back and forth between like kind of like past tense when we are seeing the world through Eve, and then it also flips forward to one of our characters, Dinah, and that is during a period where an extremely, I'm like trying to like say stuff without like ruining everything. And that takes place after the like very intense and traumatic event takes place. I hope that makes sense. So we're kind of like flipping back and forth, and you're not really sure the exact like timeline or like where the story's going. You're just in the minds of these characters, and then it really all kind of comes together in the end, and like everything is answered, but while you're reading it you're kind of like, what is going on, like what does this mean? So it is kind of very confusing up until the end, but you're still getting a lot of perspective and learning a lot about these characters and just how growing up in this cult has shaped and influenced their perspective and how they see themselves and how they see other people and actions and all of that. So I don't know, I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was really great. Again, I feel like it's one of those stories that while it's good while you're reading it, it's almost even better after the fact when you can really reflect on what you just read. It's very dark, it's very disturbing, it's very twisty, and it has like this very kind of gothic aspect to it. I don't know, for me, this is kind of everything I want out of a cult book. It really highlights and shows how much cult manipulation can change somebody and how devastating the effects of kind of coming out of that cult-like mindset can be to a person. Because somebody who has grown up with this perspective and these things and this like brainwashing pretty much that's been going on for a while, once they like lose that, they really have a hard time of understanding now, like, who am I now that I no longer have the answers? Really how they move on from that. They lose their sense of self, they lose their sense of the world and what they thought was real and their reality. So I don't know, I feel like this is very deep, very emotional. So overall, I really enjoyed this story, and I recommend it if any of that sounds like your kind of thing. But I can totally see like not everybody liking that story. Okay, so I think that this is gonna be the end of this vlog. I don't really know, but if you're seeing this, this is the end of it. I've just taken so many like random kind of like clips throughout my week, but it is officially a week since I started this vlog, so this is gonna be the end of it. So I finished The Night and Its Moon, Piper CJ. I really liked that story. Definitely needed better editing and to be cut down a little bit, and some of the writing was a little bit repetitive. But overall, I actually really enjoyed the story and the plot points and the characters. So I had a great time reading that. And then I started and finished Little Eve by Catriona Ward, and I really liked that story too. Very different vibes, two very different books, but I enjoyed both of them. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Let me know if you made it all the way to the end, and leave me a snake emoji so that I know. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe for future content, like the video, all the fun YouTube things. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!